Good morning, students. Now we are going to see with lesson number 3. Lesson number 2 we have almost completed, and we are going on with the next chapter, lesson number 3, which is laws of motion. So whenever you consider the particle to be moving, what are the laws it holds? Okay, so laws of motion. For this, first, you know already the basic laws, which is said to be the Newton's laws. As you know, Newton has said with the 3 laws. First is Newton's first law, second law, and third law. This you have already studied, is it not? So what is the first law is every object continues to be in the state of rest or of uniform motion unless there is an external force acting on it. So consider this to be the object, and this object is in the continuous motion. So we can consider the motion which is moving. Okay, if it is moving, there should be an external force to stop this. If not, what happens? This object will continuously move. Same way, consider this object, and this object is at rest. So it will be at rest until there is an external force. If you push it, what happens? It moves. But till before that, what happens? It will be in the rest. So that is the statement which is said here. So every body continues to be in the state of rest or of uniform motion unless there is an external force. ஸோ ஒரு எக்ஸ்டர்னல் ஃபோர்ஸ் கொடுக்குற வரையும் ஒரு ஆப்ஜெக்ட் வந்து ஒன்று ரெஸ்ட்டில் இருக்கும், இல்லாட்டி எப்படி இருக்கும், மூவிங்கில் தான் இருக்கும். ஓகே, ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லா. ஓகே, தென் based on the first law, we are going to say with the term is called as what? Inability. Okay, so what is the term which is included here is inability. So what is meant by inability is unable to change its state of rest or of motion is called as inertia. Okay, so inertia, the other one is inability. Okay, so inability is set as inertia. There are 3 types of inertia we have here. So first one is inertia of rest, inertia of motion, and inertia of direction. We'll just see that one by one, but before that, just make clear with this what is inertia is. Inertia is said to be the inability of the body to move on its own or change its state of motion is called as inertia. So inertia means the resistance to change its state. So அந்த ஸ்டேட் வந்து சேஞ்ச் பண்ணாமல் இருக்கிறதுக்கு எவ்வளோ அதால் முடியுமோ, so that resistance is said to be inertia. Okay, so inertia is nothing but inability of the body. Okay, so first we have with inertia of rest. So what is inertia of rest is when the stationary bus starts to move, what happens? Stationary bus is the bus which is not moving. Okay, when the bus which is not moving suddenly starts to move, what happens? The passengers experience a backward push. We know that the passengers will experience backward push. All the passengers will move backward, is it not? And that is the example of inertia of rest. So the inability of the body to change its state of rest by itself. So அதாலேயே சேஞ்ச் ஆஃப் ரெஸ்ட் வந்து ஸ்டேட் ஆஃப் ரெஸ்ட் வந்து மாற்ற முடியாது அப்படின்றது தான் என்னது? இனர்ஷியா ஆஃப் ரெஸ்ட். Yes, clear? So when the stationary bus starts to move, what happens? The passenger experience a backward push. So this is inertia of rest. Okay, so next we have the example for this. We are given with a diagram. So this is a diagram. See here, first all the passengers will be straight. Now the bus suddenly starts moving. So if bus is moving in the forward direction, what happens? All the passengers move in the backward direction. Okay, they all will experience a backward push. Okay, so this is an example of inertia of rest. Yes, so next is we have with inertia of motion. So what is inertia of motion is? So already we have seen with what is rest, the inability to change its state of rest by itself. So here we have the inability to change the motion by itself. For this we are considering the example same bus when it is moving, and if a sudden brake is applied, what happens? The passengers move forward and hit against the front seat. We know already that in the first case, when the bus suddenly starts moving, all the passengers moves in the backward direction, is it not? Now the bus is putting the brake. This is a moving bus, okay, and the bus is putting a brake. What happens? All the passengers will move in the forward direction, okay. So this is a inertia of motion. So we are given with a definition here. So what is the definition is the inability of the object to change its state of uniform speed on its own, that is called as inertia of motion. So it is the inability of the object to change its state of uniform speed. So on the uniform speed, it will not be able to control, or it will not be able to stop. So that is called as inertia of motion. Yes, clear? Then next is the diagram for this. So this is the diagram. See here, if the bus is moving in the forward direction like this, sudden brake is applied, what happens? The passengers move in the forward direction, okay. So this is example for inertia of motion. Then next we have inertia of direction. So what is the direction is? It is the inability of the body to change the state of direction, okay, on its own. So see here, the example is given here. Suppose you consider that you are just rotating any bob like this, okay. So if you are rotating, what happens is it will not be moving in the same way, is it not? Suppose if you are changing the direction, it stops, only then it moves, okay. The other example which can be set here is, if suppose a bus is moving in the, if suppose consider that the bus is turning towards the left. If bus is turning towards the left, all the passengers will experience a rightward movement. So this you would have experienced even when you are moving, is it not? When you are going also, you would have experienced this. When the bus is moving in the left direction, then you will be moving along the rightward direction, is it not? So this is your example of inertia of direction, okay. So next is we have with Newton's second law. So Newton's first law we have seen, along with that we have also seen with the what is inertia, is it not? So Newton's second law, that is the relation between the force and the momentum, okay. As I have told you already, whenever you get with this term rate of change of அப்படின்னு வந்தாலே என்ன எழுதுவோம், d by dt ன்னு எழுதுவோம் இல்லையா. So here what is said here is force is equal to momentum, okay. Force வந்து momentumக்கு equal, but it is rate of change of momentum. அதனால தான் என்ன எழுதுறோம்னா F is equal to dp by dt. So the force acting on an object is equal to the rate of change of its momentum, okay. So this is Newton's second law. So whenever you are writing with this Newton's second law, we have to write with this equation F is equal to dp by dt. So force acting on the object is equal to the rate of change of its momentum. So this is the equation. Here even instead of this p, we can also write this as p is equal to m into v அப்படின்னு எழுதலாம், okay. So instead of p, momentum can be written as mass into velocity. So I am writing this as m into v, okay. And now again here when you are substituting, you will get m into dv divided by dt. Because mass is constant, we cannot differentiate the mass, so I am writing as dv by dt. What is the value of dv by dt? That is equal to a, is it not? So I am writing this as m into a. So F is equal to m into a. This is other equation for Newton's second law. So one equation is F is equal to dp by dt, the other equation is F is equal to m into a. So these are the two equations for Newton's second law, okay. Then that has been written here, dmv divided by dt. M we are taking constant. Now instead of this dv by dt, I am writing as ma. So F is equal to ma. So this is the other equation. So next we have Newton's third law. As we know this already, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Yes, that is the third law. For every action there is equal and opposite reaction. That is given by f of 1 2 is equal to minus f of 2 1. This is the equation which says with Newton's third law. Here, if one force is said to be an action, the other is said to be the reaction. Okay, so action and reaction pair of forces do not act on the same body. So action and reaction will not be on the same body but on the two different bodies. If suppose here is the action and the opposite side will be the reaction. Any one of the force can be called as action. So any one force can be called as action, the other force can be called as reaction, or same way, if this is reaction, this can be called as action. So like that, okay, one is called as action, the other is called as reaction. Okay, so this is all about the Newton's law. Yes, clear with this Newton's first, second and third law. Okay, these are all very important. Combining this can be asked as a 3 mark. Okay, thank you.